perspective what is called eschatological, meaning about the afterlife, futuristic events. Dante seemed to suggest that the 9 concentric circles of hell are not just eschatological, but in all our sisters, brothers and sisters, we can possibly face different levels of hellish situations and experience. I'm talking about somebody in this house today who not have been at level 1, but what happens in life when you are level 1 and 9 all at the same time? Has anybody ever noticed when you get your finances together, your family start acting a fool? When you pay more attention to your family, all hell breaks loose on your job. And the question is, what did you do seemingly in life when the probability of the problematic and the challenges of the chaotic? What do you do when your theme song is Natalie Cole, I'm catching hell, trying to survive here all by myself? And I know today is the weekend of Thanksgiving, but somebody came into this house, as bad as you want to celebrate, people don't understand there is something beyond the smile on your face. There is something beyond the attire in the deep recesses in your spirit. And somebody here can testify, preacher, if you only knew the hell I was catching. Is anybody in this house that can identify what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes.
In this text, the son, Isaiah, the king, the nephew of King Uzziah, he's the most elegant of the Hebrew prophets. He writes at a time of a precarious predicament. He writes in perilous time because shortly after 605 BC, when Nebuchadnezzar invaded Pharaoh II of Egypt, and the Chaldean armies began to take rulership over the Palestinian territory. Now ultimately in 586 BC, they made their way to Jerusalem. And that city was destroyed with fire. And the temple in Jerusalem was burned. And the psalmist seemed to prophesy to the church about the judgment that God placed on this house of God. And the forthcoming of the Messiah who will speak a word to Babylon and speak a word to Israel. At the moment of captivity, he seems to suggest when the people of God, and if the people of God are in a place where hell has broken loose, there are certain things every child of God must understand. If we are ultimately going to have the victory over every hellish predicament, there are several things I want to lift in this last clause of verse 19. If you don't mind, I just want to dissect verse 19. I just want to do some semantic surgery on verse 19. Because the psalmist says, your victory is based on your understanding of the nuance and the hermeneutics of verse 19. He says this, look in your Bible, verse 19. When all hell breaks loose, it's 5 things that you must understand. First, we must understand the absolute certainty of hell breaking loose. Can the church say absolute certainty?
Absolute certainty.
Look at verse 19, what it says in that last clause. When?
It's going to happen.
When?
It's going to happen.
When? In the text. In English, that can be an adverb or a conjunction. It pertains to a specific place or occasion. It depends on the phraseology of this word. Notice Isaiah doesn't say if. He doesn't say maybe. He doesn't say possibly. He says when from an adverb or a conjunction. Not a homily. Not figuratively, not metaphorically, but he says when. Literally, there are times in our lives, sisters and brothers, from an adverb or a conjunction perspective, hell will break loose. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how many scriptures you can quote. I don't even care how big the Bible is you tote. The reality is that hell will come in all of our houses. If you don't believe it, the old folks say, keep on living. Job said a man born of a woman is few days, and those few days are full. I wish somebody would talk to me. Jesus said, in this world you shall have trials and tribulations. Peter said, all of us who live godly in Christ shall suffer persecution. Paul said, we endure hardness as a good soldier. And if someone is facing the pilgrimage in their life, don't you point your bony finger of scrutiny and accusation trying to determine the nature and the justification of hell breaking loose in their life, because when hell breaks loose in somebody's life, it's not time to judge, accuse, or condemn. But it's time to pray and be thankful and prepare, because guess what? It is an absolute certainty that hell will break loose. Right now your finances can be flourishing, but on tomorrow it can look like a sick man EKG. Hello, somebody. Because hell can break loose. You and your wife can be on one accord in May. And in July, y'all can be in Judge Joe Brown divorce court. Why? Because hell can break loose. You and your boo thing thing could be like living with the Beverly Hillbillies in California on today, and tomorrow she be the seed of Chuck.